Well, European growth will definitely not surprise on the upside by a lot, even though it may be stronger this year, being at least in positive territory compared to the last years. And some of the bigger economies do seem to see some recovery, including France, Spain, and some of the other crisis countries. However, except Greece, which is the big news these weeks, and not just for these weeks. And there, I guess many studies and many theses and PhDs will be written, and it seems that almost everything that could have gone wrong, both from the Greek government side but also from the creditors, has gone wrong. With a third of GDP now contracted in Greece over the last 7 years since the crisis unfolded, this is one of the biggest contractions in economic history since the Great Depression. So, and it's also not the right venue and forum now to think of what all has gone wrong and who was at fault. However, what people forget also as well when they think about the Greek crisis and observe it are three things. One is it will have an impact on other regional economies. Greece is a small economy in Europe, but it's a big economy for the Balkans, and some of the countries I cover, including Macedonia, Montenegro. Serbia will suffer from the Greek turbulence and this economic disintegration. Second, what is at risk now is not just the economies of Southern Europe or some of them, but it's the whole idea of the broader European project. So those who oppose international integration have much more opportunity for getting traction and for opposing what's still a fragile compromise and a heavy legalistic but complicated and asymmetric European Union. So that's the second bigger risk of what would happen to the European project more broadly. The third risk is that in a time when you only do crisis management, you forget the bigger, deeper reforms and to tackle them. So to give you one example, which we'll cover as well in our blog, is innovation. Europe's telecom costs are 3 times those as in the US or in China. And you have 28 fragmented market. You have no big global true internet company that could match the big companies in the US. And it has partly to do with the fact that you have these small fragmented markets and can't really communicate effectively across what's supposed to be a single market. So that's one of the big other secondary negative effects of the unfolding crisis in Europe.